Hello. Oh boy, that was a long build-up for something that I wasn't sure how it would work out and everything. Let me lower the music volume a bit. Hello, everyone. Whoever is in chat, whoever is not. I don't know. I can't really tell right now, but welcome. Some of you might not know this, but I used to be, well, not I used to be, but like a few months ago, I was streaming on Twitch, and a lot of like stuff happened, and the main one that I questioned myself, is it like, should I really continue streaming on YouTube? Not YouTube, Twitch. And I was like, should I genuinely do that, or should I just, drop it? Because it's not exactly the most worth it for me to do so, It doesn't, it's not that it's like a 100% a bad thing. Like, some people can like pick and choose where they want to stream. I personally, like, I found Twitch and I was like, hey, that's maybe a little bit easy because it is purely a streaming platform and stuff like that. But I realized that it's like, streaming is a bit of a drag and I don't have a lot of motivation to do so. So I was like, why should I not do this on YouTube instead? Because on YouTube, it would probably still drag because streaming is a hassle, but it gives me less hassle on a lot of other stuff that I want to do. Mainly being, in this case, being like saving VODs, because I tend to have storage issues and I don't want to plague it again. So I was like, why not just have it save the VODs automatically, similar to how most streamers can do that on YouTube. And another thing is that it gives me motivation to draw more often and, making thumbnails for, making thumbnails for streams like this one. I actually had a lot of fun drawing this one, but that's pretty much the case. It sounds a little bit like boring and not really interesting, but it is just simple as that for me. I don't know why. It maybe is also because, like, I think just streaming is like fun to do. Like streaming like all kinds of games that I like or something similar to that, but genuinely speaking, I tend to get burnt out on a lot of things. And nowadays, there's a lot of things on my plate, but I finally do have the time and patience to do a lot of stuff that I couldn't do. I mean, hell, I am planning to fucking like fly to a different country for a visit and stuff like that, which your boy wouldn't have done that ever before. But seriously, I finally can do some stuff that I genuinely wanted to do all the years back. I finally got like some financial means to do all this and other ways to do it. It's just, I don't know. It makes me kind of happy, I guess. I don't know. It just calms me down in a way. Now, generally speaking, I'm not much of a talking person. I mean, yes, I am a talking person, but I usually converse with other people about all kinds of stuff that I'm doing. But the main thing that I do is that I, go to do certain things myself. Like, I mean, there are going to be upcoming streams of like video games that I really wanted to play, especially since like there's some games that like either add a DLC or, I could actually buy them myself. Like, I don't think I'm going to be buying Persona 3 Reloaded anytime soon. Because I still have to finish Persona 5 Royal. I mean, I might still, like, buy and start it, but not for now. mainly because, again, I have a lot of things on my plate. But I definitely will play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because of course I do. There's a DLC that came out, and I actually bought the other DLC that I haven't played either, which was the Bardock DLC. So that will be fun to play. Just a lot of stuff that will just be, you know, bullshit, I guess. It's not extremely, like, difficult to really do, honestly. I don't know. But in a nutshell, it isn't extremely, like, harsh for me to stream. But if you literally have nothing to stream or nothing to say, it kind of does drag, because, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I tried to think of topics and stuff like that, but most of them are either sorta spoilerish to some stuff, either lore to some stuff, or to characters that I'm, like, going to build. Not related to the VTuber model, but, like, personal OCs of mine and stuff. I mean, hell, I'm currently building on like a small project, which is an animatic of a song that I really liked, and I was like, that fits that certain character, and I'm going to do that. Obviously, like almost a month ago, I released a cover, and I'm planning to make more covers, like more covers public, although those are going to be more OC related rather than just, you know, rather than just regular covers and stuff, which is the one that was last time, although it was supposed to be for an anniversary of one of my personal hyperfixations that just related to a creator that I admire. So, you know, it's not extremely the most interesting, but hey, what do you do? Personally speaking, I just kind of ramble on a lot of things. I'm a rambler. I tend to ramble. Nobody can really stop my rambles mostly. I mean, if somebody tells me to shut up, I shut up, which, you know, it depends on the mood sometimes, where it's like, oh, it's just like, hey, you're rambling on and on and on. Well, someone told me to shut up, and it's it's a cat under my feet. Agatha, come here. Agatha, come on. Yeah, she doesn't want to come. So, anybody who isn't known from my Twitch streams, Agatha and Petite are the two cats that I live with, and I think one can probably guess who named who, as in I live with my mother. Agatha is my mom's cat, and Petite is my own cat. She's probably sleeping somewhere. Probably sleeping up there, actually. The cats are a joy. I always described myself as a dog person, but I realized that I was a pretty much everything person, I think. Not just dogs. It's just that I preferred dogs because they kind of reminded me of myself somewhat. Especially, like, you know, very joyous and, like, super, like, familiar dogs, like those that constantly want to be around you and everything. Agatha is a very, very clingy cat. She greets everybody at the door. She constantly wants you to snuggle up with her. And she pretty much stays by a human 24/7. Petite is not a snuggle cat. She is more of a... Basically, she stays by your side if she likes you, because she's a very shy girl. She pretty much doesn't interact with people unless she likes them for a long time. The three people that she actively approaches are me, my mother, and one of my best friends that comes over, like, every week sometimes. It depends. Sometimes she comes over, sometimes she doesn't. But she's basically there every single time. Honestly, that's just what makes her interesting. I mean, petite, not my friend. I mean, yes, my friend is interesting. I love my friend. They're great. We meet up every now and then. I think like a couple days ago, we went to like a burger joint. Personally speaking, that's probably going to be my go-to burger joint because holy shit, their stuff is good. Not just the burgers. Not just the burgers. They sell like fries, chicken tenders, and yes, chicken tenders specifically, not chicken nuggets, chicken tenders. They use actual like they use actual chicken. Man, that's fucking delicious. Every time I eat at that place, I somehow always get a food gas. I'm not joking, it's so good. Like, they even, if their drinks are nice, their froyos are fucking amazing. That was the first time I ever tried a froyo. Fucking delectable. Best thing, best frozen treat I ever had. I mean, look, I'm a basic vanilla ice cream gal, but like, nothing can beat a froyo with blueberries and chocolate chips. Come on. Any basic person would still like enjoy that. There was also another one which was with nuts, but obviously, look at me. Do you think I would take the nuts over the blueberries? Wait, that sounded wrong. That sounded bad now. Oh god, no. But essentially, you gotta know. You gotta understand. Ya boy won't just do this so simply, you know? It's just, I don't know. It's simple understanding sometimes. Like, you go to a burger joint, and it's like, look, at first, I was a bit skeptical, because my friend told me, like, their shit is expensive, and I'm like, okay, it better be worth the price. I'ma be real, I have a feeling they're actually underselling some of the stuff. Like, a burger costs her, like, $12, which is expensive, like, to some people. But for me, and I think, like, the quality of it, I agree on the price. It's genuinely that good. Like, it's, how should I exactly explain this? As I said, I had a literal fucking foodgasm when I did that, but you have to understand, it is that good. Like, it's, how do I put it that way? How do I put it? It's genuinely delicious. Like, I'm repeating myself here. It's delicious as fuck. And that's mainly because, how do I, it's difficult to describe this. Because the taste is like, okay, so firstly, they allow you free sauces on the get-go. Like, free sauces. There's, fry sauce, which was, that's what it's called, or like, sauce for the fries. Which, I'm pretty sure was mayo. It was white colored, so I'm pretty sure it's mayo. And we got tomato ketchup and mango curry sauce. I'ma be real? Okay, seems that OBS crashed on me. The mango curry sauce is one of the best additions that they decided to do, like allowing you to pick that. Do you understand how strong? Look, okay, I am a sweet tooth. I tend to like sweet more than salty, and that was always the case. I always preferred sweet over salty popcorn. I prefer, if somebody asked me what snack to get, almost half the time I'm gonna choose some kind of sweet thing, like either a drink or gummy bears or what have you. One thing that I love the most, though, is combining sweet foods with pretty much anything. Like, foods that are essentially like I don't know, like sweet with umami flavor, sweet and salty, sweet and sour, sweet and even spicy sometimes. I don't know why, but the glaze of like the sweet flavor just always is nice to like feel. And before anybody fucking asks, I'm fine with pineapple on pizza. I'm fine with it. But I would not buy it myself because it is one of the least favorite flavors I have. But least favorite doesn't mean I hate it. There are like obviously some that I hate even more, but if you gave me the option to put pineapple on pizza or just get a regular cheese pizza, I'm just gonna get a regular cheese pizza. Just regular margarita. Look, it's mid. It's not that good. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to condemn people for liking it, but I'm not gonna gonna eat it myself. I don't like it. I mean, obviously that goes against the whole, oh, but you like sweet stuff. Yeah. I don't like cooked vegetables. If you're gonna give me vegetables, I want raw vegetables to eat. Well, not raw, but you know, washed out and stuff. Like paprika, why do you waste time on cooking it on a pan when it's so like delicious, juicy, and sweet already? Just fucking hack it up and eat it raw. Goodness, why are people like this? Why are people like this? Why do people do this to food? Like, imagine you got an amazing cake in front of you, and then somebody, like, it's an amazing cake, it already has all the toppings that you need. Somebody then suddenly just tops it with, like, I don't know, in this case, like barbecue sauce. It's still sweet, but it's now kind of ruined because the taste is like not the same anymore. It's just kind of like, some people might enjoy it, but most of them would fucking think you're like, some people might enjoy it, but since it's still sweet, but that doesn't work for me. If you give me vegetables, just wash them and put some like salt on them depending on what it is. If you give me like a cucumber and either give me salt or mayonnaise with it, I'ma eat it. I think the only vegetable I was ever comfortable with like being cooked, essentially vegetables that shouldn't be eaten raw should always be cooked. But if you can eat the vegetable raw without issues, fucking eat it raw. I'm sorry, I cannot eat cooked vegetables because they just don't taste the same. Like, why would you ruin it? Like, don't cook. I don't think, has people ever like cooked cucumbers or stuff like that? I don't actually know. I won't question it, but don't cook paprikas, don't cook tomatoes, just fucking eat them. Just eat them normally. Like, if you really want to, just season them a bit, but still eat them raw. Like, I can understand if people want to, like, salt their tomatoes or salt their cucumbers and they eat them this way raw. I do that too. With tomatoes, I sometimes don't do that because, you know, some tomatoes are, like, sweet, and I'm like, I could probably just eat it like an apple and be fine with it, and yeah, they are sometimes extremely sweet because they have a lot of sugar content, which is the main reason why when a lot of people say, oh, tomatoes are fruit, I would say, yeah, I believe you. I mean, it is. It is, since vegetable is a terminology on, is a culinary terminology. A fruit is a biological, well, not biological, but it is, I mean, a fruit is essentially just a seed or like a crop from a tree or basically like a plant. A fruit is a crop from a plant, which is why somebody can say tomato is a fruit and it's also a vegetable. Neither of them are wrong. because they're both correct. Vegetable is a culinary term. Vegetables are essentially mostly classified as like mostly salty, as in like most things that you consider vegetables are, well, usually put more in salty food rather than sweet food. Like, if I, like, obviously if I called an apple a vegetable, you would obviously be saying that it's wrong, and it is wrong. Because an apple is usually almost completely sweet. A tomato can still be unsweetened. Unsweetened tomatoes are a thing. So, it's still a vegetable. It's just that sometimes you can't eat it like an apple if you're weird. I'm one of those people that do that. I mean, look, if you give me a big juicy tomato, I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna bite into that thing. I don't care. There was one time where we had like, I think they're called heart tomatoes or something like that. Or like ox heart tomatoes or something like that. And they're called that way because they're like, like allegedly as big as an ox's heart. Which are ginormous. Those are giant tomatoes. But those are one of the juiciest I fucking ate at all. Like, I always put them on, like, sandwiches and stuff like that. And mind you, I don't put a lot of veggies on my, like, sandwiches. Mainly because we rarely have any at home. Because as I said, people, one of them being my mother, like to cook those vegetables all the time, and I never enjoy it, and I always warn her, hey mom, don't cook those. I want to eat them myself raw later, and she still cooks them, and I have nothing left. Seriously, the only time I'm happy about, like, cooking a vegetable is when we have fucking potatoes. And that's because I mean, you can eat a tomato, like, potato raw, but, like, who does that? Which insane person eats a potato raw? Like, it's way too starchy. It's way too dense. Fucking, like, boil it or fry it or, like, whatever. Do something with the damn thing. Just don't put it in your mouth raw. Holy shit. I mean, I myself did like a lot of other things, like weird food combinations in general are just a thing. But specifically with, you know, interesting thing, I'm Russian, at least like 75% of it. And one thing we do is that we obviously have our soups, we like our soups and stuff like that. We drink soups, and usually we make a really, really interesting combination of like foods that like essentially are like additions to it. Not 100% like something everybody would enjoy, but it's a common thing that I even like. I actually made one of my older exes, to like actually taste it, and I believe, and he loved it a lot, that he like continued eating that thing even without soup. And I occasionally do that too, but like we never have enough of either of the ingredients needed. So what we do, soup, then bread, any kind of bread. If you have like regular toast, just toast the bread. If you have actual like made bread and stuff like that, do that too. It's fine. It doesn't matter what type of bread. It just matters that you have a bread. Put on it like a glob of mayonnaise, but don't spread it. Don't spread it on the bread. Don't spread it on the bread. You do that way, way later. And the reason why is because you then take an onion, basically one wall of the onion, and you like crack it open, and you scoop some of the mayonnaise on the onion, and you chomp on it while you take a swig of soup. Or sometimes you can do it the opposite way. Like you can chuck some soup and then scoop up the mayonnaise and then chomp on it. It doesn't matter regardless. Basically, that combination has very interesting, because depending on what kind of mayonnaise is, it could be much more sweet. It could be a little bit sweet. It could be, you know, just regular egg mayonnaise. And obviously the onion gives you a sting of like a really nice sting on the tongue. And basically, it's a very nice food combination. It sounds disgusting to some people, but it's one of the best like appetizers for Russians. Like, and the thing is, the reason why you put it on bread is that if you either ran out of onion, or you just are finished with the soup, what you do is that you then spread the rest of the mayonnaise on the bread and eat it like that. And so you have, regular bread with mayonnaise. That is for some people, this might be the worst food combination ever. But for us in the slums, we love that. Or at least my family does that. I'm not sure if a lot of other people do that, to be honest, but my mom tended to say that it was a typical, like, Russian village thing, since my family pretty much came from a village before they all moved to a city. Well, not to a city, they moved completely different countries. And yeah, I've been pretty much, like, I introduced it to, like, some of my friends, to one ex of mine. I tried to introduce it to my more recent ex, but he wasn't a really huge fan of it, unfortunately. His loss. Fuck you. I think he was too proud of his heritage of being Italian. Sorry, Italians, but like, bruh. You guys are sometimes a little bit too prideful about your culinary cooking, that to this point nobody can, like, claim that their own culinary, like, stuff is, like, nice or stuff like that. I am fine. I like pizza. I like pasta and stuff like that, but come on. Don't cry when people want to put ketchup on spaghetti. Holy shit. Shut up. If you want to put, like, just do whatever. Holy shit. We're not, like, I don't know, insulting your ancestors by putting ketchup on it. We're not even Italian. That's just the main thing. Like, I don't care if you put, like, if you have a specific food combo that you personally like. Like, if you like it, you like it. It doesn't matter. But holy shit, stop being annoying. If you're, like, I don't know, look, as I said, I can understand. I have really weird food combinations too, but there's a huge difference of, like, trying to be authentic and just eating normally. Because if somebody tries to say, oh, I'm having, like, an Italian, like, dinner, and they botched it to not be like that at all, I can understand then somebody being mad about that. I would be too. Like, 100% understandable. Whoops. 100% understandable if somebody would be mad about that. But if it's just a regular ass college student making food in his dorm, you have no reason to get mad. You have no reason to get mad because they're just trying to live by. They're not trying to be a culinary student. Which, again, that's the main big difference that a lot of people don't seem to understand sometimes. Like, don't judge somebody that is just trying to live by and judge the people that, actually, like, fake stuff. Or, like, essentially pretend that they're doing the correct thing. That's just kind of my take on a lot of things. And it's just don't lie in general. I mean, you can lie if it, like, is the benefits for somebody else, or if you're trying to, like, make somebody a little bit more happier about something. Like, little white lies that, like, might make somebody else happier, that is a completely normal thing. But if it's, like, actually being a fucking asshole, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's fucking rude. That's not just rude, that's just being an asshole. Like, you're not kind when you do that. You're just being annoying. which is the main reason why I try to be as transparent as possible to pretty much everybody, to like on my platforms and stuff like that. There's only a few things that I hide, but like I mostly do that with like stuff that I think shouldn't really involve anyone. As in like not how should I describe this? As in like, do I think people should get worried about this? Because in the end, I'll be fine. It's just that I'm worried about that. It's just that it's a momentary little thing that is like bugging me or something like that. Which tends to happen. That can happen. Some people, like, they have like really bad days and they have to get used to something specific and they're just like, yeah, it's sad, but it's like, it's not the end of the world. Which is the few things that I would say could be like, you know, shouldn't always be mentioned. Not because it's bad, but because like unnecessary worry, unnecessary drama. If you have an issue with a certain person, talk to them privately, not openly, unless they like, you know, haven't responded to you at all, which from then on, that's completely fine. I've heard like there were situations of like people essentially being ignored by a certain figure because they just didn't do that. Or sometimes, look, sometimes when people call you out in public, them being stupid, the best way to like react to that is not reacting at all. Unless it's some kind of slander, then you gather evidence, and you gather evidence that you know is like not true and stuff like that, or like disprove them wrong. Take some time and do that. It might be a little bit of a hit to you and your reputation if you have one, but better have that and save your skin in the end than to act irrationally and just blow up even more and essentially taking a worse hit. It's a sad reality that like cancel culture is at its like highest. Like, fuck, like on Twitter, there's a lot of things that are currently going on Twitter, and I barely know fucking shit. Like, apparently there was something happening with Wilbur, and I'm not even going to touch that because I know nothing about the creators involved. I know nothing about the creators involved. I know fucking nothing. I'm just a dude that's just hanging around. Same with the Niji Sanji situation. Like, man, that hits as somebody who was a fan of it. Like, a fan of the Livers. I would say I still am a fan of the Livers because, again, most of the issues, like, there are a lot of issues that happen there and stuff, but we currently have, like, as little... We have evidence on certain things, but as Doki herself mentioned, like, she won't, like, reveal any, like, any documentation because it is restricted under law, and her lawyer told her not to do that, which, good on her. Good on her, just don't mention it. If you think... That's the thing, like, if you're going to try and slander somebody, don't do that illegally. Don't do that in a way that might be legally, like, wrong to you personally. But regardless, I'm not a lawyer, I know nothing, but I have seen the video of the lawyer reacting, of, like, that one lawyer reacting to everything, and holy shit. Doki is the only one that is legally in the right to do everything, like, well. There was only one thing, apparently, that she did wrong, and even then, that was, like, a small little thing that wasn't, like, legally destructive for her. But, like, holy shit. Imagine fucking up that badly. Like, look. Again, I'm not a lawyer, I know fucking nothing. Which is why I'm just looking at it as an outsider and just see everything crash and burn. I'm just sitting here not doing much, but you know one thing. which I find kind of scary now that we pretty much know from insider info that, like, Niji is... I wanted to say kind of corrupt, but it is corrupt. It's not just kinda. Niji being corrupt is that a year ago or so, I was thinking of auditioning. In the end, I decided against it due to one of my friends mentioning it to me, that, like, due to my home life at the time, it wasn't really a good idea. And I agreed. I was like, yeah, it's not really that good. And I barely, like, knew what, like, streaming was 100% at that time. Like, I started streaming, like, I think, like, a month later. And even then, it was, like, sometimes consistent, sometimes not, which is what I hope to change here. But that's basically what happened to me. I was like, what, like, I was thinking about it, but I don't actually know. I think it was the audition either right after or before Illuna. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember that it was before, like, after then the next wave came out. I definitely know that. It was either right after or before Illuna. I'm not sure. But it was a long time ago for sure. Regardless, I then did, like, even if I went to an interview, I think I would have been rejected immediately regardless, because apparently Sayu would have joined too. If you guys are unaware, Sayu, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know Sayu if you're in the VTubing space. But he mentioned that apparently he was going to audition for Nijisanji too. Well, he did audition for Nijisanji, but he then declined because they said that he couldn't continue his voice acting career. Now, one of my biggest dreams as a person, not just a VTuber, but as a person, is to become a voice actor. If I joined Niji, I wouldn't have been able to pursue it at all. Not even as a side job. So, regardless, I would not have joined it. Like, if they asked me, like, they probably wouldn't have asked me, and when I did, and probably if I did try to voice act in the future, they probably would have, like, called me aside and told me, hey, you actually can't do that. Which would have made me graduate on the spot, not gonna lie, because I don't care how big your agency is. It's not worth the dreams that I want to surface myself. If I want to become, like, an artist or like a voice actor and stuff like that, I'm gonna do this on my own without an agency. Which is why, for example, I did this model for myself, but I am probably going to edit it completely, like make a new model. Same concept of this model, but just, you know, update it completely since my art style changed. I know the principles of, like, the VTubing stuff a little bit more, and I might be able to hire a rigger so that all of this can be much smoother, you know? Because I tried to re-rig my model, and I realized that it's not good at all. So that's gonna be a bit of a sad thing, unfortunately, but hey, what can you do? If you know nothing about rigging, that's just gonna suck. Riggers can go for extremely expensive too, which is why I'm going to take as much time as possible with the stuff that I can do for now, and maybe re-rig the models so that I'm personally satisfied with it, but VTubing is, like, hard, not because, like, VTubing is not hard as a concept, but actually making a VTuber model is, like, one of the most difficult challenges. And, like, debuting, do all kinds of other stuff. I mean, debuting can be extremely fucking simple if you, like, you know, barely have a platform already, or an agency VTuber and everybody is excited because, you know, you're an agency VTuber, which you know, some agencies obviously go for already existing VTubers or stuff like that, or already like known people. Like, it's no secret, like some VTubers, like faces and even their personality, or even sometimes previous lives, either as a former VTuber or as an already existing person, are like not incredibly common. Like, it is actually really common. It's not too surprising, especially like bigger agency VTubers. Like, a lot of them, it's very common for agency VTubers to graduate and eventually becoming indie themselves, or them just becoming indie like straight up, or, you know, all other kinds of stuff. Some agencies are really well done, some others don't, and it's just simple as that. I mean, hell, I have like one wish, and only like I wanted to meet or like talk to at least one VTuber in my life. Oh, talking bad about Niji. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have forced VTubers to talk bad about you for that. Willow, no, don't do that. Also, Willow, you're making a joke, but that's unfortunately how Twitter is. There's like a blacklist, which you only get to be on the blacklist if you're, I don't know, a big VTuber or like a big person in general. Like, fucking Asmongold. That's just funny to me. It's just funny, out of all things, people get so mad about something as simple as that, you know? Like, cry me a fucking river, damn. Also, wait, is the chat even showing up? It's not fucking showing up. What the hell is this? That is a weird thing. That shouldn't normally happen. Now, I was talking about how they forced the Lyra and Vox and the Everguard to make that video. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh my god, that is a very tiny font. Let me readjust that. About Doki Bird. Yeah, I know. I know about that. I feel bad for the Free because, like, I'm pretty sure they were scripted to doing some of this stuff. Like, I can't say for sure. Nobody can say for sure, but all I know is that in the end, Doki Bird is out of there and she's happy. And right now, everything is in goddamn flames, regardless. Niji's still plummeting, regardless if it's the Livers or the company itself, which, in the end, I will always say that the company is mostly at fault. Not, like, the Livers. Like, look, the Livers are mostly employees. So, you know, it's still unfortunate. It's unfortunate as fuck. They were definitely contractually obligated to make that video. Yeah, I agree. There was no way that they, like, didn't do that. Like, look, I will say that if you look, I already mentioned that, like, legally speaking, I can't say anything because, but a lawyer already, like, debunked a whole, not debunked, but essentially made a whole statement on how, like, there's a lot of legal trouble Niji is currently in, regardless if it's Japanese or Canadian law. And man, I don't know how they will try to get out of there, because even if they, like, legally get out of it or something, the internet never forgets. Especially Twitter. I cannot, which, like, look, if I end up on the blacklist, fuck it, I don't care. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like, the VTuber that I always wanted to collab isn't even on Ninji Sanji. Like, if I wanted to collab with them, which, then again, that's just a fucking dream, which, if it ever happens, man, am I going to fucking eat a shoe. If that happens, I'm going to eat a shoe live on stream. I'm not gonna say the name because, like, not because I don't want them involved or something like that, but just, like, to have people not figure it out, at least for now. But, like, talking about other VTubers specifically here, like, in my own case, like, I always liked VTubers as a concept. I mean, being able to interact with audience via, like, you know, facial expressions while staying anonymous is a really nice and neat concept to me. Like, some people, and you can even choose how you want to look like. It can literally be, like, as free, like, as you can be. Some people can make completely different looks and stuff, and some people are able to actually have a job of some kind while being unable to do, like, any regular job. Look at Iron Mouse. Like, she is literally unable to do, like, half, like, regular jobs that most people can do, but as a VTuber, she's probably the happiest that most people could be in a situation like hers. Which, I'm just happy for her. Like, she deserves it. She deserves, like, having a good community of, like, people, of, like, friends surrounding her, especially since she's, like, in a agency like VShojo, which seems to be sort of supportive. Like, there's still a bit of controversy around it, but rather on the company, it was more on the livers that were initially there. I still don't remember what exactly happened then, or, like, what the controversy was, but they became indie VTubers. It's not that they crashed and burned, they just became indie, and that's it. That's usually how some graduation should go. Like, it's a peaceful goodbye and not being in legal trouble after firing a person. Like, cool. You fucked up now. Oh, it's so stupid. It's genuinely just stupid. I don't know. It's just I do all kinds of stuff. Like, if I had to put myself in a category of, like, what kind of VTuber I was, I probably would be, like, either related to the somewhere in the art industry, or somewhere in art, or voice acting, or, like, something in between, but also gaming, obviously, since I tend to do that, which, I mean, there are those that do, like, all three. I don't think I remember somebody... Hello, Agatha. No, don't block the camera, you idiot. Oh. No, CB. I don't think I have encountered specifically a VTuber that does all three, like art, voice acting, and, you know, gaming. For some reason, I blanked on that. I know people that do at least one of, like, two of those. But, yeah. Maybe I could be the first one, I don't know. I mean, I sing too, but, you know, I'm just a variety person in general. I will do more, like, clips in general. Not clips, but, like, different types of videos and streams in general. I mean, hell, I'm probably going to make, I'm probably going to do a gaming stream next week. Specifically, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because of course, my Dragon Ball hyperfixation would return immediately after Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was like, hey, we got a new DLC, and I'm like, what do you mean you got a new DLC? I didn't even hear of that shit until now. And I also got the Bardock DLC, so I might be able to play through both of them at once, but I kind of doubt it. Because last time I was like, oh yeah, I can go for a DLC in one take. It took me 8 hours. Do not do that. Don't do that in one go, Tony. Do not. You will be extremely tired. But oh well. What can one do? Come on. At the minute, I want to crack my neck, but I can't. I was gonna, like, play something, like, afterwards if, like, there's too little people in chat and I just, you know, do random stuff, but... I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe I can do something that is not extremely, like, big in general. You just kind of have to guess certain things, but, you know. What can one do? Let me check something real quick. Because there's a lot of stuff happening. Oh shit. Hello, Agatha. Hey. Thanks for making a shit ton of noise. You're great, Agatha. Love you. Oh god, why am I tired? Oh dear. Now, I don't know. I might need to like do a proper schedule and stuff like that and see what kind of streams I might do in the future. I mean, I might do like art streams and game streams, obviously, though I'm not sure if I can be able to do them like always like consistently the way that I want to do. Considering that I'm definitely not like, I'm not open enough to constantly like do everyday streams, unfortunately, because I have a life. I have a life and I have an annoying mother. Because I can't go on PC when she is busy, and she's busy around the times where I need to stream. At least I want to stream and like work properly, and late at night she needs to use it again for her own games. I really need to get my laptop fixed. Maybe I'm able to like stream from my laptop then on. It won't be as like professional then, I guess, but in the future maybe I can properly fix it fully, and then I never have to worry about that ever again in general. So you know. What else is new? Now obviously I need to just check how a schedule can probably work for me. I just really hope that possibly I could, you know, do like more big projects and more consistently. Like as I said, I currently am working on an animatic, which might take me a long time since I tend to lack motivation and stuff like that. But maybe streaming is able to like bump me up and making, I don't know, more content, make it more interesting for people around, including myself. I mean, the most important person that I have to entertain is myself. And if I'm not entertained, I can't do shit. Or not that I can't do shit, but I won't have motivation to do any shit. Like, I want to do stuff. I want to, like, go around, do random stuff, just kind of enjoy time, you know? Not super interesting, per se, but hey, why not? In general, I just kind of vibe. That's the main point. I vibe, and that's what makes it... That's what I enjoy about myself. I'm able to have fun. I'm able to have fun and, you know, do ridiculous things in a way. Yeah. Now I hope everything is working out here. I'm trying to like scroll through stuff. I'm trying to find some topics to talk about, considering there's no one here on stream, unfortunately, but that's fine. I can entertain some people if I really have to. Maybe. I don't know. I can maybe find some kind of like short game to play. To maybe do something, but I don't think so. I think I can just draw. Hold on, let me do something real quick and instead draw something on stream. Oh. Where's the pen? Hello, pen? Where are you? Pen? Pen? There we go. Couldn't find my trusty old pen. Now, being this is not the typical drawing... Blech. Being that this is not my regular system that I use for drawing... Whoops. I normally use Eebees, which, you know, is something that is on phone. Unless I install, like, a screen... Like, I don't know, a screen transmitter or something? Not a screen transmitter, but... Like, the fuck's it called? Something that can, like, transfer... Like, not screen... What? It's not a screen transfer. What the fuck is it called? Basically stream my screen on the thing. Maybe it might work, but even then I don't know what to draw, and I already have Krita on hands, so it won't be as annoying, so, you know, might work that way easier. So let's open Krita. And yes, I use Krita because I am... Not that I'm broke to get Clip Studio Paint, but it's not worth it since it's not the main one that I use. Although apparently there is an... Wait, hold on. I remember there was an update on Krita. Oh, okay, so it updates automatically, thank God. So I don't need to do more than that. Let me quickly Let's see if I can update it then properly. Let's make it a big canvas so that I have a lot of stuff I can do. Now let me switch a bit. Okay, let's see. Okay, for some reason, it's does not want to fit my screen. That's fucking lovely. If I could want to see the screen anyway, so... Let me, however, add... Actually, wait. Let me make... Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on.